Hi friends, I Sanjay Parashar welcomes you once again in Corporate Readiness Program brought to you by Data Risk Technologies. In the previous session, we have discussed about group discussion. Those who have not attended our earlier session can see our videos on our website www.datarisk.com. Today, in this session, we would be discussing about Hot Job Interview Trends 2020. We will be conducting this webinar in two parts. In first part, we would be discussing 10 frequent asked questions in job interview, and in next part, another 10 questions. Before we start, I request you all to adhere few guidelines during the session. Here are the few guidelines. Please be on mute during topic delivery. Request all to participate only during interaction slot. In case of audio video connectivity, use chat box to inform. Note down all your questions and ask in the allocated time of question and answer round. Click the same link in case you logged out from the session for any reason. Post session, all the participants can be connected through mail or WhatsApp. Fill the feedback sent on mail after the session. Join more webinar in future by following our social media pages. So dear friends, today's agenda are 10 plus 10 frequent asked question, that is 10 question we will covering in this session and another 10 question will be in the next session. Next is discussion on most suitable answers and the queries. Right? So after making your way through the shortlisting process, your way ahead is dependent on your performance in this crucial round, the interview. And it needs, apart from the right knowledge and skills, confidence and poise. However, for a fresher, it may still be a daunting task. In this presentation, we aim to help you with this by taking up 10 freshers interview questions and their answers. We will take up each question in 3 parts, just for your convenience. First is, why this question? Second, what are they really asking in these questions? And the third, how to answer this question. So let's start with the very first and common question. But prior to that, I must tell you that confidence is a core interview problem. The thing that most candidates lack so often isn't qualification or skill, but the confidence to handle the questions thrown at time. For this very reason, they find themselves lost and confused during the interaction. Knowing common questions beforehand can be very helpful for presenting a more confident self in front of the interviewer. Right? So let's start with the very first and common question. That is, tell me about yourself. So this is a common icebreaker, my dear friend. This is the candidate's chance to set the tone of the interview and to present themselves in the best possible light. Now, as I said, why this question is being asked? The interviewer won't jump to level difficult. They are experienced enough to handle all type of interviews. So the first question is normally to make the person comfortable. This doesn't mean that the answer isn't considered. What are they really asking in this question? It's easy amble through on this one. After all, you have known yourself for many years. However, if you go into this without any preparation, then all those years won't count too much. By asking this question, the interviewer usually intends to know things beyond your resume. So, how to answer this question? Prepare well, my dear friend, for this question and answer smartly. It would be better if you give a quick but well-defined summary of your background. Here are the few cues. Talk about your professional self precisely. Don't go into your whole life story. Talk about your achievements and strengths. Indulge in specifics, but don't narrate your resume. So, what could be the appropriate answer for this? So, my dear friend, so what could be the answer for this question? Anyone who want to try? Okay. So let me tell you. You say simply, suppose if you are a student of computer science and engineering or graduated in this stream. So you can say, I am a computer science and engineering graduate with internship experience in tech support and a passion for a career in this role. I come to the industry with my skills in JavaScript, SQL, or enter whatever skills you know, and wish to learn how to utilize these alongside my soft skills so that I can build a career path in the field. Right? So proceed to the next question, dear friend. Why should we hire you? Usually positioned mid-session or near the end. This one from the set of fresher interview questions is a chance to portray yourself as the most fit candidate for the position. So why this question? Direct and to the point, it's not a chance to talk about why it's a good opportunity for you. After all, you were shortlisted and did beat so many applicants to sit on the hot seat, and that means something. It's a self-analysis to check your suitability for the position being offered. What are they really asking in this question? By asking this question, the interviewer usually wants to ask what makes you best fit for this position. So, how to answer? Focus on your qualifications and skills and how they can help the company. Start with your professional persona and move on to how you stand out vis-a-vis others with the same qualification. Match those to the job description for the position. Add traits that will help the company's business position and show how you align with the company business ideologies and processes. Improvise according to the company's requirements, right? So, what could be the best answer? Yeah. So, we can say one answer could be, as a skilled content writer, suppose we are applying for the content writer and I'm sitting in an interview. So, as a skilled content writer with freelance experience in higher education, I understand the aspirations for your TZ and can create suitable content which serve the business. My abilities to work with Photoshop, keyword tools, and graphics can help me create relevant content faster and better for your brand. And that's why I would be the most fit candidate for your current vacancy. Right? The answer could be different. This is up to you. Proceed to the third question. What are your strengths? So most candidates take it for granted that they will know the answer of this question. However, this confidence, rather overconfidence, cost them in the end as they find it hard to frame their answer. Yes, it is an easy question, but that is the whole point of it. Why this question? This question is to test how you will respond to something like this, and that is why you need to put in some thoughts and preparations to get it right. Despite being one of the most widely asked questions in the job interviews, interviewees tend to miss it pretty often. So, how to answer? Do not use too many adjectives or go on with a list of strengths you have. Instead, sit, think, relax, choose one or two skills and explain why you consider having those strengths. Include strengths that the company is looking for. Some prior research will provide you with enough clues for that. And even if you have an impression or impressive list of strengths to your name, try not to come across as too arrogant. Right? Stay positive throughout your answer. You can begin by saying, I have strong ethics while at work. When I have to meet someone, some deadlines at work, I try to complete it within the stipulated time or ahead of that. While I was in my college, you can say any one of the story. So what could be the appropriate answer, or what could be one of the answer? We can say that would be my ability to write efficient code and deliver projects on time, even if the deadlines are near. By habit, I check all my codes for bugs, ensuring that work I submit can be implemented without delay. Right? So come to the next question that is very similar to this question. What are your weaknesses? Right? So what are your weaknesses? The question that follows is something you can amalgamate with your previous answer. Why this question? According to an interesting write-up on the Business Insider, what hiring managers really want to know, the question is a test of character. If I were to liken it to an onion, it is a question with multiple layers which can be peeled through for each of them. The first layer is obvious. They are looking for cues or red flags on why they shouldn't hire you. Next, they are looking at your ability to be prepared and maintain composure in a difficult setting. They also want to know how self-aware you are and whether you are doing anything to overcome them. What are they really asking? Summarizing the points given above, here are the real questions, nestled within a broader: what are your weaknesses? Why should we not hire you? How do you react in a pressure situation? How self-aware are you? Would your weaknesses impact your job performance? What are you doing to improve on your weaknesses? So, how to answer this question? Do not say that you don't have any, because that's arrogant, overconfident, and practically not true. Instead, talk about your weaknesses and talk about how you are working towards eliminating them. Do not count waking up late, drinking, smoking, etc. as your weaknesses. So, how you can present yourself in this question? So, one could be the answer that I like to make sure that my work is perfect. So, I tend to perhaps spend a little too much time checking it. However, I have come to a good balance by setting up a system to ensure everything is done the first time correctly. I used to wait until the last minute to set appointments for the coming week, but I realized that scheduling in advance makes much more sense. Sometimes I spend more time than necessary on a task or take on tasks personally that could easily be delegated to someone else. Although I've never missed a deadline, it is still an effort for me to know when to move on to the next task and to be confident when assigning others work. I had difficulty with calculus during college, but I preserved with tutoring assistance and extra effort and completed 2 levels with a V minus average. Right? So here the next question is, what are your long-term goals? What are your short-term goals? This is to check your commitment towards the job. A casual query like this can turn into a probe into your maturity and the levels of dedication you maintain towards your overall work graph. Why this question? From a recruiting perspective, the job interview is the best time to get focused information from a candidate, which will help them make a decision about them, asking about their goals, both short-term and long-term goals, helps these recruiters understand where they are coming from and what plans they have for their lives. So what are they really asking? This also lets them decide whether the candidate would be a good hire and would stay in the company. What motivates them? And where would they go if they face an opportunity in line with those goals, both internally and externally? So, how to answer this question? Haven't thought about your future 5 years down the line, let alone in the coming 6 months. Start thinking. This is how you can answer this freshers interview question. Think of what you want to do in 6 months, 1 year, 5 years. Include the company in your plans. Begin explaining short-term goals. Include long-term goals, but don't talk about your salary or explicit details. So, don't say you want to earn a lot of money and then run away to Paraguay. Yes, there are interviews casual enough to answer that. On the other hand, don't say your long-term goals would be getting your chair, the interviews. That will pretty much take away the job from you. So what could be the answer? How you can answer this question? So my short-term goals would be getting an opportunity to get a job as an analyst with a consulting company like yours. My long-term goals would be to gain experience, learn the nitty-gritties or being an analyst and rise in my career with this role. Right? So here is the next question for you. How well do you handle stress or pressure? Right? This is a very common freshers interview question that you will come across. So why this question? When an interviewer asks you this question, he is keen on knowing how you are affected by pressure and what is your way of managing it. What are they really asking? The interviewer is checking for your composure, work ethics, and how you actually stand against real life situations. They are asking, what are your stress points? Do they impact your job performance? What do you do in a crisis situation? What are your weaknesses? Things which can put you in a crisis situation. How do you handle such a situation? So how to answer such question? You need to be well prepared for this in advance, as you can't get away by saying you are never affected by any kind of work pressure. After all, almost every individual get affected by work pressure at any point of time. The best way you can answer this question is by giving specific instances from the past when you managed to do good in spite the tremendous pressure. That can give a clear picture to the interviewer about your ways of handling stressful situations. So what would be the answer for this? Pressure is essential to me when there are a lot of assignments to work on in order to meet the deadlines. This is good pressure for me. That helps me to stay motivated and do well. Although multiple assignments can be quite stressful at times. However, I am good at balancing things. Once upon a time in my college, I had my semester exams aligned with my final year projects, but I broke down by my task in a scheduled manner and did well in both of them. Thus, I avoided unwanted stress. Right? So, next question is, are you willing to relocate, travel for work? So, moving to a new city can be an exciting idea. But when a recruiting manager asks you this question, he is looking for something different than what you are thinking. He wants to judge your level of enthusiasm and passion for the job role. So, why this question? A recruiter who asks this question is more privy to the demands of the job position and then the candidate. And they are filtering candidates on different counts, one being flexibility and availability at different locations, and other being an inclination to go places for the job. They are also checking on your enthusiasm and willingness for the job on offer and the company. Right? So, what are they really asking? With this one question, the recruiter asks you, would you be open to travel for the job? Would you be open to transfer for the job? Would you be able to come in when required? Are you really keen on this job? So, how to answer? While answering this question, emphasize on your willingness to work with the company. Show your enthusiasm for the job role. Don't respond with a no, even if you are not willing to relocate. Right? So, what could be the answer? Yes. If you say yes, then say, I feel this job role will provide me with a lot of opportunities. So, I would definitely relocate if required. If you are thinking that no, then you can say, I would love to be a part of this company. However, I will be unable to relocate at this point of time due to some ill circumstances, but will definitely consider relocation in near future. Okay. So here the next question, my dear friend. What are your hobbies? This question is necessarily not asked to judge you on your job role. By asking this question, an interviewer wants to get an idea of how you are as an individual. So, why this question is asked? A recruiter might be interested in knowing about your health, energy level, or your ability to gel with your colleagues. Doing things apart from the job means that you are an all rounder and your hobbies give an insight into the type of person you are. So, what are they really asking? Specifically, the question behind the question on your hobbies and interests depend on who is asking it. If it's the HR or the first line recruiter, they want a better understanding of you as an individual and your commitment levels to your interests. If it is from your reporting manager, then it's to get a better sense of you and whether they would be able to get along with you beyond the formal office structure. So, how to answer this? There are certain hobbies and interests that should obviously not be discussed in an interview. Even if your favorite time pass is partying, it is advised not to say it at all. Same goes for activities like gambling, drinking, smoking, or any other illegal activity. While answering this question, make sure that you are honest and your hobbies are genuine. Don't say that you are a fitness enthusiast, even if it's been more than a year since you last hit the gym. So, whatever you say, be prepared for the follow-up questions. Sorry. For example, if you say you love watching movies, be prepared for the last movie you watch or the type of movie that excites you. In short, include these things. Mix professional and personal interests. Mention positives, things that contribute to you, that is health, education, learning. Mention positives with community good, volunteering, green initiatives, helping others. Include your passions and be prepared for follow-ups. So what could be the answer, appropriate answer? I like to listen to a lot of learning courses which help me in improving my skills. These audio courses also keep me focused on my current task as they ensure I am paying 100% attention to the things I am working on. So in my spare time, I like to keep up with the news, possibly watch a few films and spend time with my family. Right? So proceeding to the next question, where do you see yourself in 5 to 10 years? So when a recruiter asks you this question, there may be a lot of answers arising in your mind. I would like to move up the hierarchy. I want to be the best version of myself at your role. Or I want to see myself as a consultant. However, you should refrain from saying any of these out loud in an interview. So understand first why this question. An open-ended approach to knowing about your career goals. This is an attempt to learn about the maturity level of the candidate, their willingness and dedication to the prospective job. What are they really asking? Repeating the above point, here are what they're really asking. Your goals, your willingness to continue with the brand, whether you would be a good role fit. So how to answer this question? You can be honest and still answer them what they expect to hear from you. Just think about where this position can actually take you and how that is in line with your broader career goals. The best you can do is be honest and try to keep your answer relevant to your job and the industry. Don't share your plan to writing a novel in 5 years when you are applying for the position of a programmer. Right? So what could be an appropriate answer for this question? Yes. Anyone? Yeah, please. So this question answers could be like this. Well, I'm really excited by this position at your company. Tell the company name. 5 years down the line, I would like to be seen as someone who is known for his expertise in the field of software development. And I know that's something this company will provide me an opportunity with. Apart from this, I wish to take some managerial responsibilities and even lead a project. Right? So, my dear friends, today's last question. What's your dream job? So this is a very tricky question. It might happen that your dream job has nothing to do with the job for which you are being interviewed. Still, avoid mentioning it. Rather, try connecting it to the position for which you are being interviewed. Why this question? Interviewers ask this question to know how this position motivates you, or whether you will stick to the position or you just want to take this up as a short-term assignments. What are they really asking? When a recruiter asks you about your dream job, they are really asking you these questions. What is your motivation? What are your positive stress points? Do these idyllic aspirations match our work environment? Would you fit into the current role or organization? There are also instances where the recruiters may not be a company employee, but a consultant. In that case, if you are asking you about your dream job, that may have evaluated you as a good candidate for future positions and may connect with you if they see something similar. So, how to answer this question? Ideally, you should not answer specific job titles. Don't share your ambitions about a job whose responsibilities are far from achievable while staying in the position that you are applying for. A good idea is to focus more on skills and not the designation. Right? So, what could be the appropriate answer for this? So, if suppose for an application developer position, what we can say, I am always keen on the ever changing world of apps and the work that goes behind in creating them. Ideally, I would like to work full time at a place where I can release my own apps on the Play Store in the future. Right, friends? So, this is all about the today's session. We have mentioned here 10 frequent asked questions. In next session, we'll take other 10 frequent asked questions. So now, this is the time to ask your queries, friends. Yeah, dear. Any question from your side?
Thank you, sir. This is a very nice session.
Great.
I think most of the things are very much clear.
Right.
And we'll revert you if you have any queries by email or something. Thank you.
Right, sir. Thank you very much. So I would like to tell you that join us for such kind of videos where you can upgrade your skills. Visit our website www.datarisk.com.